Where our reporter John Juma is on standby to give us an update on the Africa Governance Conference. John Juma, what is the latest?
Thank you, Ian. We are here in Kwale Leisure Lodge, where the African Governance and Leadership Convention has been going on since yesterday, and it's coming to an end today. The main topic of discussion today was surrounding or evolving around the health, the concerns about health, the challenges that health sector has gone through, not only in Kenya, not in East Africa, but in the entire continent. And among those who've been discussing this topic, we have delegates from Kenya, from other countries, Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda. And just to break it down to us is Professor Miriam Uwere from Moi University. Thank you, Professor, for joining us. Maybe first of all, what are the concerns raised in today's session?
Thank you very much, Mr. Juma. The concerns raised included the fact that we can have security issues arising from infectious diseases. And the presenters who presented this included Professor Katsuma from Japan, Professor Toromi from Nigeria, and Dr. Murindi from Kenya. And they gave us a very good breakdown on the epidemics that we have had in recent years. For instance, the epidemic that we just had in Ebola in West Africa. It's an infectious disease. It's a very dangerous one. It killed a lot of people. It devastated, it killed even health workers, and it devastated the health infrastructure. So it's a very serious concern. The infectious diseases are still a very serious concern as a source of epidemics, which then bring about a humanitarian crisis. The other concern that was addressed was the issue of how do we address women issues as a security concern. And this was presented from the perspective of where do you find most women and where would they be most at risk, say in Kenya or in Africa. And really, what we looked at the facts, most women are found in the communities which are rural and communities which are in informal settlement, so-called slums or peri-urban settlements. And these communities have women who are very who don't have much. They are not empowered in the sense that they don't have the information, they don't have the means, and so when an epidemic comes into their community, they are really terribly affected. So these are the two issues that came out clearly this morning.
Let's go back to the first issue of Ebola. It was a concern, and the security is brought about. I'm very sure that even some of the investors had to run away for fear of the infection. How was it managed in Africa, and was it is it something that we can rely on if it happens again?
Well, it was managed very sadly. It was managed not so well. From many positions, the response came a bit late. The management came late, and even after the countries realized that this was a problem and they needed help, the help didn't come quickly. And this has been a serious problem in the sense that what we really lack in Africa is a state of preparedness. You see, like an epidemic, when it happens, it is very difficult to start from scratch and say, now what do I do? And you start from scratch. So we need to have a state of preparedness. Otherwise, you know, as we were talking about earlier today, it was kicked out polio the other day.